how to set up bots, and also the latest updates which are coming throughout this week to trigger trade to start off March. So welcome to any new members, and I suppose we'll just get started. So going over the idea of Trigger Trade is a bot platform which enables a connection between TradingView and Bybit currently. So what we do is we're the kind of the middleman between the connection between both of them for you. So in other words, to automate any trading strategy from TradingView to send over to Bybit using Trigger Trade. Tonight we're going to be mainly aiming at DaviddTech strategies, but there is also a static, which we call static bot in-house, which is the other strategies which you can work with and set up as well for everybody. A quick presentation of the team. So for people that joined earlier in the stream, we've got David, which is the founder of DaviddTech, and the biggest part of the brains of the services around here. We've got Vlad, which is the community manager, and myself, which I'll be giving out tech support and project manager for Trigger Trade. So if you've got any questions, feel free to DM any of us at any time, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. What do we actually offer at Trigger Trade? Trigger Trade, we are, like I said a minute ago, we're a bot service to connect TradingView to crypto exchanges like Bybit currently. What functionalities have we got? We've got Telegram notification, so whether you're on the go, whether you're at home, your mobile phone close towards you, you can still get a notification as soon as the trade opens or closes. Soon we'll be having a Chrome extension developed during this month. We should have the first beta versions launching in the next couple of weeks. We've also got a API encryptor just to give you an extra layer of security for your general APIs generated on Bybit, Binance, or any other crypto exchange which you're using with Trigger Trade. Due to updates that we've been doing recently, we've got an average time rate of 0.22 milliseconds on trading performance, so one of the fastest services out and around currently. Being part of that, and this is a quick Telegram notification which we get. So when your trade is opened, sorry, just check and make sure that the stream was still going all right. So you got notification when the stream is opened. Our little debug saying if there was any errors or missing TPs enabled or disabled, like multi-take profits, for example, here on this notification was disabled, so TP1 and TP2 were not involved. Checking to make sure your head mode is enabled. If not, it'll automatically switch it over for you. Check, make sure the margin is correctly switched for you. So if you're isolated or cross margin, which selected on the setup. Leverage and our Bybit order time, how long it took our bot to connect to Bybit and place your order and set your stop losses and take profits. So like I was saying a second ago, we're just a middleman. So step one, you create your account at Trigger Trade and select which broker you're going to be using. Currently we're fully supported with Bybit. Step two, connect your TradingView indicators with Trigger Trade. And step three, we'll just take the opportunity. Once when your indicator takes the opportunity and set up the alert, we just do the trade for you. Going over very quickly over TradingView pricing plan, which a couple of people have been asking for. If the standard plans, the free account works. Currently, it doesn't support it because TradingView, we need an access to a webhook. So as you can see here, as of the Pro plan, you can get 20 active server-side alerts. That means you can use the webhook to be able to enable your alerts. So you have to have a minimum of a Pro account to be able to set it up. And also you've got 3 or 2 other plans which enables you to have multiple alerts, depending on how many strategies you want to set up and how many currencies coins you'll be trading on. If you're trading, say, 10 different coins or 60 different coins or 200 coins, each plan needs to be adapted to what you're looking for. So first setup, we're going to be setting up with DaviddTech indicators. So for that, if anybody's got any questions before we start, on accessing DaviddTech indicators or any general questions, I'm here to answer anything that anybody needs. If not, I'll just get straight to it. Okay, seems like there's no questions. Just checking on the chat. No, that's fine. Okay, great stuff. Right, for setting up, so we're going to start off by needing, oops, sorry about that. One alert went on my account there. First of all, so basically going on the idea that you've already got your indicator set up with DaviddTech, so I'm just going to open up an indicator. One of my favorite ones to set up with people, generally the dead zone. So once when your dead zone indicator opened and set up, you should have an interface like so. So what we've got to do start off with is hide the welcome message. That will remove the welcome DaviddTech strategy and actually start using the factors and the plots for entry and longs for you. After that, we're going to go and switch over to trigger trade. Just let me log in here. So after a login with trigger trade, we end up with a page like so on login. Here we're going to go over to our Bybit and connector. And then also here we're going to select USDT perps. We've got a testnet or a mainnet account. Entirely up to you if you're going to be first trying out and getting a hang of DaviddTech strategies, or if you want to trade directly with physical funds that you've already deposited on your account. Here we would put in our API. So just for example, I'm just putting in test and test, just to give it an average for everybody. Here we can select whether our entry orders are going to be market orders or limit orders. Same again for our exit order if we want it to be market or limit. Last take safe as conditional. I mean, it's just as easy as reading what's on it. If you're wondering what it actually means, here you've got little question marks on descriptions. We're going to select our margin mode, whether we're going to use a cross trade or an isolated trade. And also our percentage or fixed amount of balance. So I'm going to be trading with $20. Multi-take profits, enabled or disabled. So if we're using a DaviddTech indicator, if we select on, it won't have any changes for us here currently. On another strategy it will do, because this will take the actual take profits inside a DaviddTech strategy. So I'm going to leave it off for me currently at the moment. We've got our fixed leverage, or if not, we've got dynamic leverage, which is an option enabled on any DaviddTech with V4 versions or higher. I'm going to still stick with fixed leverage just to give an example to any user. This area here, like I said earlier on, we have an API encryptor, so either you can leave it as off if you put in your default APIs from Bybit or Binance. If not, you can switch it to on. And also we have to, if you switched over to on, you have to encrypt, use the encryptor plugin here, which I'll just open the second page to add it here. Our API encryptor, you would put in your general APIs and secondary APIs here like so. Click on encrypt, and there you go. It's giving you now a new API selection here. So it's just an extra layer of security, because seeing that we don't actually store any of your APIs, but it's still inside of your message of TradingView, in case you leave your computer open to public, or just for an extra layer of security, like I was saying a second ago, because some people do install also TradingView on their mobile phone. After that, so just going back to where we were, so enable or disable here. And also we've got our advanced area. Advanced area is much more, excuse me guys, more details. So depending on the coin, so we can enter our timeout, close on existing orders, whether we want it to close our current balance, open on Bybit, and reopen a new position if the trade's detected. That is mainly depending on what kind of trade, if you're using sub accounts or only using one general account to trade multiple coins. Here we have prevent pyramiding. That's already a default setting inside of DaviddTech, inside of his own indicators. A stop trade before balance. Here you can put on a amount which you want it to close automatically. Say if you've got $200 on your account and you wish to close it after, say, for example, you want to put on a security that you want to have $100 left on that account, whichever way it goes, whether you'll take profit or stop loss. If you hit $100 as a global wallet amount, then it will close that trade and block it for you so you don't take any more trades. Here we have our Telegram channel ID that you'll be able to get from your user info bot, which is a third-party app bot which you need to add from Telegram, which I'll show you in a minute. And also you got the DaviddTech API bot here as well to be able to, you need to enable to be able to get your feeds through and your notifications. Just 2 seconds while I just load up this very quickly, and then also I will get back on with DaviddTech, showing you how to add those bots in place for you. Okay, so normally what we do is you click on each one of these links individually, so open user bot and open David API bot. They will open up two new pages like so. As you can see on my screen, it will ask you if you want to open it inside of Telegram. When you click on yes, let me switch over my screen. That'll take you to a page like so, and all you have to do is go /start, and that will give you your ID here. Once again, exactly the same procedure for DaviddTech bot as well. Send a message, it opens in Telegram, and you go /start to enable that bot as well. When it's got the two ticks next to the message, it means that the bot will be enabled and it's been read by our connection server. Going back over to the web pages. Sorry, 2 seconds. There you go, back here. So I'm just getting my Telegram ID user here, and we'll enter it into the Telegram bot like so. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go back up to this area here, and on the right earlier, which I didn't say earlier on, is you have got a few little buttons here which we're going to be using now inside of TradingView. So we're going to copy our log, open up our alert, open up our indicator, and we're going to scroll down the bottom, keep on going as far down as possible, and here we have an area called the alerts. Inside of the alerts, we're going to remove all the content here, and so API entry long, we're just going to paste in the content which was generated from the website for copy entry long, copy entry exit just here. Once again, remove everything that's inside it and paste that inside instead. Copy enter short and copy exit. So these codes will always be the same, will always remain the same throughout the whole of any indicator you use inside of DaviddTech, so you can always put them to side and save them for later on if you want to, or just regenerate them each time, entirely up to you. After that, we're just going to click on OK, and now we're going to go move over to set up an alert on TradingView. So for setting up an alert, we've got two ways of doing it. Either you can click on the indicator which you've set up here, click on the three dots here with more, add the alert to dead zone, and thus it will open up a pop-up message like so. So we're going to use our condition, so we're going to check that the indicator is selected correctly, so we want the dead zone V4. Order fill only as an option. Message, what we're going to do is we're going to select everything there, remove it all, and also we'll click on this little question mark down here, learn more about placeholders. When that opens, we're going to scroll down and look for the area which is just here. So placeholders with strategy prefix, and we're going to look for this one here, strategy.order.alert_message. Going to copy that area out, close this part, and paste it in there. Here we can give it a custom name that's got no importance at all to us. It doesn't change anything for the bot, so we're going to call it the dead zone BTC. And also we're going to switch over to notifications. If it's the first time you're setting up a notification on TradingView, your notifications will look a bit like this. So what we're going to do is, what's going to be interesting for us is select the webhook URL. Normally this area would be blank like so. So what we've got to do is we're going to switch back over to Trigger Trade and copy our webhook URL up here. And paste it in that field there like so. And wait for it to refresh, and it would have created our new alert for us just here on the side. And that's ready to go. So now your bots are set up inside of TradingView, so connected to Trigger Trade and connected to your Bybit account successfully. Please be aware that any changes you make inside after setting up your alert inside of an indicator, so say if I wanted to change the stop loss here to 26 for example, and save it, it will not affect anything inside that alert. That alert has already been encrypted and saved on the TradingView database. So if you want to change those settings again, you need to remove it and re-add the process of re-adding the custom alerts once again. Like so, like I showed you a minute ago. So once again, just going over that very quickly. Scroll to here. Going to go a bit faster this time. By default, once when you set up the webhooker first time, TradingView saves it in account for you. So you can save it and just create it again with that same webhook. And it will appear up just there for you once again. Has anybody got any questions about setting up DaviddTech indicators? All good. Okay, that's great, no problem. Somebody's typing in there. Conspired. My problem is the dynamic algo. If it can send sample code in API section or message. Dynamic algo as in dynamic positioning, for example. And what indicator are you using, Conspire Potato? Okay. Sorry, David, were you going to say something?
Okay, go on.
Currently, the dynamic algo version is for trigger trade. So if you're going to be using it here, switch over to that, like so, to absolute value or percentage, depending on what you're using based on your figure. And currently, there's a short code, but it's still in beta. It's still in beta, so it's not fully available yet. So we're currently testing it. At the same time, so what you'd do is inside of your settings down here, so if I was using like a fixed percentage, scroll further way down, go and look for the field restrict quantity, like so, and replace it with margin. And that will solve your issue for the dynamic positions.
I was just saying, Marco said hello to everybody. Hi, Marco.
Oh. Hi there, Marco.
He's on the chat.
I haven't forgot about him, don't worry. Like I said, is that the hashtag margin for the placeholder for dynamic algo is still in beta, so currently it actually rounds to a value. It doesn't actually give a full 100% precise value. We are working on that as we're speaking at the moment, but it is there, and it is in for future development at the same time. can just see that Jerry V is typing, so I'll just wait to see if he's got any questions, and if not, I'll move over to setting up a static bot as well.
Will?
Yep.
I was absent for 1 minute. There was somebody at the door. Can you also do version 3 of the strategies, if that's any different, or maybe just mention
Yep, sure, no problem. Jerry V just asked about it as well, so no problem. Jerry V, let me go over and just open up an older version. Dead zone there, so we're sticking on with dead zone still. So an older version of dead zone will be scrolling down here further, and so an older version you've either got use DaviddTech bots or use trigger trade bots. Those versions are now void, so we do not actually fill in these areas anymore. Just leave them totally blank. By default, you should have something that's like this actually. So it's a test on there. And once again, just fill in the paste area just in here on the alerts only. So we leave it once per bar. Copy and paste our code that's generated from trigger trade. Only thing is that V3 versions there is not supported for dynamic leverage on it, so you have to have a fixed leverage like I've set up here on this account anyway. And the hashtag margin would not work for dynamic positioning either. Those are two functions which came to V4 in future versions. So once again, like so we just entered in the APIs into those fields, so left the rest of it blank, didn't check the checkboxes, so always make sure that your checkboxes, if you have got an older version, just going back to it very quickly, that this area here stays unchecked, because if not, the bot will not be able to understand it and just keep on looping, and it will make your trade not so unsuccessful. So just leave all of this empty and just fill in this area here and just do the same procedure as setting up. So we're just going to set up like so. I should really copy this message into a note somewhere for me for later. Just like that. And notification, and enable it to the webhook as well here. And create it, and there you go. That's how you'd use for a V3 version, any V3 versions.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
I have a question.
Please go ahead.
Okay, so I see people posting their settings in the chat. How do you implement that into the indicator?
Okay, to implement them into the indicator, sorry, just got to open up a new browser because I'm not on the right account here. Just 2 seconds. Okay. Just let me change the window over there like so. So for implementing it into a implementing values from one browser to another, first you'd have to go and download the DaviddTech Optimiser. So if you just look into Google for the Optimiser by DaviddTech, I'll post the link just start in 2 seconds anyway as well. There you go. Post it in general in the chat of this stream for you, Clarino. And so we go into TradingView. After we've enabled that extension for DaviddTech, the Optimiser bot, now on our indicators, we have got two icons popping up here, which weren't here before. So one going up with an arrow and one going down with an arrow. Just click on the one going up, and it'll open up a pop-up for you, and you'll be able to import a CSV file from the Discord chat directly, and it'll import all the values for you.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. If you just look at the... Sorry, David?
I was going to say exactly the same as you, just show whether the extension is up at the top, because...
Yep, just up here. Your indicators now would be here for you.
Thank you gives you the possibility to optimize your trading strategies automatically without having it to do it all one by one if you want to do it by yourself.
There you go.
Also, be sure to use TradingView within the browser and don't use the app, the Windows app, because they don't communicate.
Good
The
thinking
Chrome
about that.
extension and the app.
Well done, Vlad. Good point.
Good idea.
Can you increase for a little bit your volume, David?
Sorry, I
10%.
was.
Oh.
Sorry, I was far away from my mic. I just didn't want to interrupt. No
You
problem.
broke our ears.
I'm sorry about that. Yeah.
Another. Oh, sorry. Continue.
I was saying, good question, Vlad. Good question. Good point. Sorry, that was it. That was all I said. Carry on.
I have another one which implies David also regarding the one.
Yep.
The one currently is at the version called 1.2.
Yes.
Can we maybe just to make things more easier to news, because I've been asked in the past, can we skip to a version which is like friendly with the other indicators, like name it, let's say 4.0.4?
Yeah, I'm doing an update at the moment, which I'm going to talk about tomorrow because I'm doing the incubate.trade tutorial tomorrow in the stream, and I was going to talk about the one at that point as well. So yes, indeed, we will be adding new updates to the one thread.
That's it. Thanks.
No problem. Thank you very
Okay.
much, Fred.
Was there any more questions about setting up with DaviddTech bots, or if not, I'll move on to. So after DaviddTech bots, quite a few users also been asking me lately how to set up a static bot, which we call in-house static bot on the Trigger Trade website. You'll be able to find it as another strategy. So it kind of replaces conditional openings as well for trades which you're placing on inside of trading inside of Bybit. They've got a conditional which you can use a static bot if you want to as well, for easier understanding and setting up prices, etc. if you just want to work with take profits and stop losses. So on this one, what we're going to do is we're going to go over to Trigger Trade. And this time we're going to set up other strategies. We're going to go through exactly the same procedure as we did earlier on. The only difference is this time, as we're not using a DaviddTech strategy, we're going to have to choose our coin pair. So say we're going to be running on BTC. Select our limit orders, etc. I'll skip this area because we've already been through that a minute ago. And then also in here, we now have functions which we didn't have earlier on, which is enable a stop loss and a take profit in percentage. So here you can enable like 3% and say a 5% on those profits, or you can also just leave them off if you just want to open a position with only a stop loss fitted and not take profit, or the other way around. Once again, you can still use the encryptor, and you can add on some extra options which we don't have in DaviddTech options. Yeah, because they're already built into a strategy. So you've already got stuff like DCA mesh, which can enable you to open up positions every 2 or 3 limit orders every 2 or 3% extra, and how many orders you'd like to open up on that value. We can keep on pyramiding or not. So pyramiding meaning that it would inside of the same candle, if it goes over your value and keeps on going upwards and downwards on that candle within a shorter time frame. If you want it to keep on opening positions to stack that order to an undefined amount, or with conditional pyramiding, you can enable it, and it goes for like $20 trades up to $90, for example, on stacking orders. Once again, we've got our Telegram order ID here, and the Telegram alert, same as on DaviddTech API areas as well. So what we're going to do with this one is we're just copying our link, and we'll switch back over to TradingView. Say if I wanted to open up a position on 25,786, we're just going to create a new order here. Create a new alert. So we're going to add an alert for BTC. So we're going to add the alert for BTC crossing with a value, so either crossing up, down, greater than, entirely up to you the way you want to set up your settings on that part. So we're going to go crossing up at 25,000, let's say 25,600. You can trigger it once or every time it crosses that. It's entirely up to you. And this time, instead of putting in the short code message, what we do is we'd paste in our opening for that, if we're opening a long or a short, depending on what we're doing here. Go to our notifications, set that up as a webhook, and create. And now that's how we've set up a static bot. So as soon as we trigger on that alert, it will send the order to Bybit to open up that position for you. Just a very quick one on that one for people that were asking questions about what's the difference between a static and variable bot. Variable bot works with DaviddTech APIs and DaviddTech indicators, and the static bots work with either fixed positions, or if not, they can also work with other indicators. And you can also use the whereabouts is it? Optibot. You can also use the Optibot to set up your own strategies as well, if it wants to load. Sorry, I'm having some issues with TradingView currently. So you can get it to be able to enter with a defined strategy already onto here for you, to enter or exit a trading position, and just import your code into here, so it only sets up one alert and you'd still get all 4 the triggers available using the Optibot.
I'm going to be doing a full tutorial on the Optibot next week as well.
And that was pretty much it for me for this evening, guys, unless anybody's got any questions on setting up the bots or needs any support.
Do you want to say about your calendar thing you did?
Yep. Yeah, I was going to go. And I'll be putting into the general chat in a minute for everybody.
May I ask David a question? He noted that for FOREX, he's offering or working, I don't know, for a connection with the, forgot the name, but it's, I just took several days ago a look at their price is like $600 per month.
What's that, Bind Connector?
No.
No.
Plotter.io, how it's called?
Polygon.
Sorry, Polygon.io.
Yeah, and that's a charge that we charge to me, not to you guys. It's because the data will come to my website, to David.ai. It'll be downloaded directly into David.ai, and you obviously won't be charged for that. It'll be I will take the. I have taken the data plan that allows me to use it on a professional website, and obviously it'll be part of the DaviddTech community, so you won't have no extra prices. When I said to you, if you want to import your own data, it'll be something like downloading the data from TradingView and importing that, or if you have a broker that allows you to download the data, you'll be allowed to import that data as well. But Polygon, you don't have to worry about the price. It will be
So Polygon just provide the data?
They just provide data, yes. It's expensive, isn't it?
So how we finally will be? No, I'm not. I know it's expensive. My question is how we as end users will be able to connect to Forex exchanges for trading, like Bybit, for example, for crypto. So will you offer something for Rwanda or maybe another Forex exchange? I don't know.
Yeah, so for the idea of David.ai is it actually will provide the code for the strategies, and then you'll be able to integrate those strategies into MT4, MT5, and directly connect them to your exchanges, or directly through TradingView. There's already a couple in there. But for Forex, there isn't really any need for middlemen services as much as there are for crypto, as they're pretty much they're baked into things like TradingView already, so you won't have to worry about that. So there'll be no extra cost or extra middlemen services needed for Forex.
So we will get code that we can place in MetaTrader 4, let's say.
Yes, indeed.
People that use it. Okay.
And
This
it'll,
is okay.
I will do full videos on how to connect everything and how to. TradingView will be part of the beta tester and the beta test group because it'll be the quickest for me. And then as soon as I add them, you'll be the first person or anybody that in a small group of beta testers that want to test MetaTrader 4, and I'll provide videos on how to install it all and how to set it up.
Sounds good. Thank you.
No problem. Sorry, William.
No problem.
Thank you.
So anyway, like I was just saying, was just new as of this week. You can also book via Google Calendar one-on-ones with me for any troubleshootings or with issues you got based on setting up bots and trading. I'll just post it into the chat now, and if anybody needs any help, support, or anything, you're quite welcome to register and book in a 30-minute slot for setting up bots together. And if nobody's got any questions, that'll be it for me with setting up bots for this evening.
Thanks.
Of course, I'll be in general chat for a couple of hours, so if anybody needs any support or anything, feel free to get back to me.
Will it be available on YouTube for offline viewing or somewhere else?
Yes.
Yep.
It's streamed at the moment, so we'll.
Okay, good.
William's going to put the link for you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Getting it for it now.
William's looking for a dress to get married.
Yep, totally. Totally. I've always been looking for one of those. There you go. Yep, totally.
Well, that's going to make a horrible.
Totally.
loop.
I've always very nice.
There you go.
If I was you, I'd skip out the last 4 seconds.
There you go.
There you go, guys. Well, thank you for everybody that's joined this evening. And if you've got any questions, feel free to DM me, and I'll be in the Trigger Trade chat for the next couple of hours. So don't hesitate. Hi, Johnny.
Hey, William, how you doing?
Good, yourself?
Doing good. I just missed it, didn't I?
Yep. Don't worry, we can chat about takeaways or whatever you want afterwards, no problem.
Yeah. So a lot of guys in my community are new and are having they want to get like a little introduction. So maybe we can pop in maybe sometime today or tomorrow if you have time. We can just run through it quick.
No problem. Whenever you want.
All right, I'm out and about right now. I should be home relatively soon. I'll let you know. If not, we can just do it tomorrow.
Yep, no problem.
All right, thank you, William.
Cheers, Johnny.
Well, fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thanks everybody for joining, and I'll see you same time next week.
Yep, see you next week, and I'll be on tomorrow to talk about updates and releasing some of the new features for DaviddTech. Have a nice evening, everybody.
Thanks for joining. Thanks,
Bye.
everybody.
Thank you, David.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi, Johnny. Bye. Have a nice evening. Congratulations to Johnny for 1,000.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, mate. I'll
Been
speak
great.
to you soon. Hopefully we'll be able to set something up with William this month.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
All right. Cheers. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.